So is the 2024 Toyota Tacoma on some sort of a delay? You know, the other day I shot a video. I went to my local dealership and I was looking to see if by chance maybe a 2024 Tacoma had come in. Because, you know, we were hearing they were going to be out towards the end of January, and we're at the end of January. So I drive through the lot, and I have to say, as far as Tacomas are concerned and most other models, it was just tumbleweeds blowing through that lot. They had like next to nothing. And no new Toyota Tacomas. They had a couple of used, I think, on the lot, and that was it. So I stopped. There were a couple of salesmen flagging me down as I was driving through, which is typical down here in South Texas, at any car dealership, I guess. And I don't blame them. I mean, these guys are on commission and they're trying to sell vehicles, right? So if you drive into the lot, you're a potential dollar sign. So anyway, I thought it was a great opportunity to talk to the salesman, right? So I stopped and I asked them about the 2024 Tacoma. You know, are you going to get any? When are they coming? And he told me that they were supposed to get one or two, I think, coming in like now, like at the end of January. But there's been a delay. And I'm like, a delay? And that's when I start to wonder, right? And all the conspiracy theories start to bubble up. And I asked him, I said, well, what's going on? Why is there a delay? And at first he said he wasn't sure, he didn't know. And then he said that they were waiting, Toyota was waiting to ship them two 2024 Tacomas instead of just putting one on a truck. Now, that makes perfect sense to me. I mean, if you're shipping, why not ship two instead of one? Save a little money, maybe. I don't know. But they weren't going to get those in until sometime towards the end of March. The end of March, that's like a 2-month delay, right? And I start to think that maybe something is going on because, you know, again, initially it'd been publicized anyway, and who knows, that they would be out at the end of January, at least starting to show up on lots, whether that be in the form of allocation or even delivery to people that had put down money, I guess, to try to grab one first off, you know, paying that extra fee and all that stuff. But now, as I get comments and I look around the web, I keep seeing one thing come up all the time, and that is that there's some sort of an EPA hole, some kind of an EPA problem. And I'm thinking, well, that's possible. I mean, if the truck is not getting, or performing rather, the way that it's supposed to when it comes to the environment, you know, like too many carbons coming out of the exhaust, or maybe the fuel economy has been way overstated, and wouldn't that suck? You know, I always thought, and I think I'm wrong, that the reason Toyota was going to the 4-cylinder turbo was to increase fuel economy, you know, for us, the consumer. But I no longer think that's true, because I've seen some of the numbers out there, as many of you have, I'm sure. And when you start to compare those numbers to what the current Tacoma gets, it's maybe 1 or 2 miles per gallon more, maybe 3 on a good day, and that's it. That's not some big profound change or increase in fuel economy, right? And it's funny because if you remember back when the new Tundra came out, the redesigned Tundra, that was the big thing. You know, everybody was talking about how it was going to get really fantastic fuel economy. It was going to be getting in the 30s, mid to upper 30s, because of this twin turbo 6-cylinder that they went to from the V8. Well, obviously that didn't happen. Now, in all fairness, the new Tundra is getting a little bit better fuel economy than the predecessor was, but still, it's nothing phenomenal. I mean, it's average to maybe a little bit less than average of all the other trucks out there in the market. So I think Toyota missed an opportunity with the Tundra. They had their chance, and they didn't take it for whatever reason. I don't know. It's still a big, giant, heavy truck, so trying to get great fuel economy out of it is probably wishful thinking, right? Unless you go to the hybrid or something, you know. So I think the same thing is true about this new Tacoma. You know, it's not really that they're trying to improve fuel economy for us. They're trying to meet probably government mandated regulations and things when it comes to carbon expulsion. There you go. Carbon expulsion from the tailpipe back there. In other words, they're environmental things that Toyota has to meet because of government mandated requirements. That's why they really are going to that single turbo 4-cylinder. And that's another thing you had heard on the web, that this new truck was going to be a twin turbo 4-cylinder. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not true. Might have been nice if it was a twin turbo. We might have gotten more power out of it, and that would be cool. But when you do that, you start to compete, I think, with its bigger brother, the Tundra. And Toyota has to keep separation between those two. I would think that size alone is enough to do that. I mean, the Tundra is huge compared to the Tacoma, but hey, who knows what the corporate brass is thinking when they sit down for those meetings every day. I don't miss that. So anyway, it does seem to me like there is some sort of a delay. I don't know if it's anything to do with regulations or EPA or any of that stuff. It simply could be, well, it could be a couple of things. One is poor planning on Toyota's part, which I doubt. They've been doing this for, 1.5 million years, so it's not like they don't know what they're doing. It could be part shortages. I think we're still in the era of part shortages due to the great sickness that happened, a couple of years ago, and it's still going on. You still hear cases and outbreaks when it comes to the great sickness. But I think it might have more to do with that it really is just due to parts problems. Another little conspiracy theory you hear out there, and Toyota actually may have lent a little bit to this themselves, and that is that they're keeping production down. You can see that with the Toyota Prius. It's been, I think, pretty darn popular, right? This new redesigned Prius, which I have, by the way, and that Toyota is kind of limiting production there. You can't get them, you can't find them, particularly the Prime, and that's because Toyota's I think they were only producing like 12,000, something like that, for the whole world. That's not a lot of cars. And they did increase production a little bit. They're moving up to 15,000, I think, for the whole world. I don't know what the philosophy is there. I guess maybe charge more money, sell less vehicles, make up the difference in revenue that way. Could be the same way with the Tacoma, produce fewer vehicles, charge more for them. And we certainly can see that with the Tacoma. There's been what I think is a pretty substantial price increase. And then the dealerships, they're taking care of themselves because they're adding aftermarket or market adjustments to the price of the Tacoma. So they're making up the money, and that's all pure profit that they're losing in volume because now it seems the supply is limited. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know what you've heard. What's your theory? Is there a delay with this new Tacoma, and why do you think that is? I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.